How's everyone doing tonight?
Great.
I don't believe you. It's great to be in Ann Arbor, great to be in the Midwest, or as I like to refer to it by its geographically appropriate term, the Middle East. Originally from Southern California, Northridge, San Fernando Valley. This means nothing to any of you, but just stick with me here. San Fernando Valley is actually known for one thing. It's having it used to be known for having the most adult film studios per capita than anywhere in the country. That was until they made a what's called the condom law, which if I have to spell that out for you, it's not gonna happen. So what they did is they picked up and all moved to Miami, where they don't allow condoms, and it basically destroyed the entire economy. So that's why I moved to Michigan. Actually, moved to Michigan for work, for school. I met a girl out here. I list those in order of importance. I tell my girlfriend that joke, and every time she says, she gets mad, it's like, you don't really mean that, do you? And I say, no, you're actually fourth, just behind legal weed. So yeah, my parents raised me in Los Angeles. It's great growing up there, very diverse. Growing up as a kid, I was bullied in at least 6 different languages. I think it was English, Spanish, Hebrew. That was my religious school. And a couple others that I'm not even going to pretend to understand. I can just tell you that they weren't the same. True story, first semester of 9th grade, I was placed in a Spanish-speaking math class for students that had just immigrated to the United States. I don't know if you can tell, but I was born not here in Michigan, but I was born here. My mom found out, got mad at me, and she said, why didn't you tell me you were in a Spanish-speaking math class? And the truth is, I had no idea, because I was so shitty at math growing up, I just thought it was a second Spanish class. I thought it was like immersion. It's like, oh, I guess the standard deviation symbol is very important in the Spanish language. I never knew. So I have a question for you all that, judging by what you guys have all laughed at tonight, you can all agree with this. You ever hit a point in your life where you hit rock bottom so hard even your therapist makes fun of you? I guess it's just me, all right. I might need better health insurance, I don't know. This is a true story. It was a few years ago. My girlfriend at the time had just broken up with me about a week after our family dog was put down, and about 3 weeks after I got fired from my first real job, and 2 weeks before Christmas. See, that's the right reaction. Thank you. I told my therapist at the time, and he said, well, hey, at least you didn't get a Christmas presents yet, right? Which is true, but I'm Jewish. And Hanukkah was 3 weeks ago. I had 2 older brothers growing up. When I was in college, I asked my middle brother if I could use his ID to get into bars. Now, he told me no, but not because he thought it was the wrong thing to do, but because he said I wasn't good looking enough to pull it off. It's a damn shame too. I was really just trying to get the big old bouncer to fuck me. So, I had a girlfriend here. She's here in the audience. I won't point her out because by process of elimination, you can probably find her yourself. We did long distance for a full year, and people ask me how I made it work. The truth is, I actually prefer long distance relationships with most people. But the truth is, I actually made a pact with her because you're trying to save as much money as possible. So we would only fly Spirit Airlines every time. Again, correct reaction. So I remember we were like 2 weeks into dating and I was about to fly to her. First time I ever saw a Spirit Airline plane. Like it's bright yellow if you've never seen it, which it sounds like Sounds like you have. It looks like a giant school bus that someone just painted wings on. And it looks like not like a good neighborhood, like a bad neighborhood, because there's like bars on the windows, because let's be honest, if you're flying Spirit, you're probably thinking of killing yourself once in a while. And it's so cheap because they can charge you for anything. Like they charge you for drinks, crazy price to charge you for your bags. I think if I were to be on a Spirit airline flight and it were to get hijacked, like they'd find a way to charge me for the interaction. Like I'd be on the tarmac just trying to get off and they say, no. I'm gonna need at least $300 for you to get off here or 5,000 miles. Fuck it, I'll pay it. I got $90 to save. Last thing I'll tell you guys, so I did move to Michigan a couple years ago, and that's when I really felt confident enough to start trying stand-up comedy. And I can't figure out if it's because I'm actually have a talent at this, or people from the Middle East will just laugh at anything. I guess not. Thanks everybody, have a good night.